Hello, everyone. A very good morning, and I hope you guys are having a great time. It's often said, and I say this usually, that the success that you experience as a trader and investor has a lot to do with the mindset that you bring on the table rather than the technical or the fundamental skill set that you bring to the table. So that's what I'm here to talk about. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Meghna Malkan. I'm the co-founder of Malkan's Training Institute. And from the last 14 years, I have been helping training and coaching people into how to develop the right mindset to succeed at trading and investing. My quote says that success at any endeavor is 80% psychology and 20% mindset. But the people that I've coached and trained throughout the years, they go one level further and they say that, you know what, ma'am, success at trading and investing is more than 90% psychology, the mindset, and only 20% it's the systems or the methods or the tools or the fundamentals or whatever you choose to bring to the table, which is so true. And this is what comes out from their experience. The methods that we learn, the trading systems that we learn are extremely easy to implement, but what is not easy to do is to follow them, to have the right mindset to follow them. And that is why a lot of research has been gone into finding out the answer behind the question, what makes a person successful at investing? What are the key traits of those people who are able to succeed at this endeavor? While 95% of the people who trade and invest into the stock markets lose money, what is it that these successful people have? What do they do? How do they behave? What are the character traits that they possess? What are the qualities that they have? What is the kind of temperament they have? A lot of research has gone into it, and that's where my subject lies. That's where my passion lies, on studying what makes people successful at trading. What is it that they do differently? And if you see the biggest of the biggest authors who have authored books on this subject, they've come out with the key common characteristics of people who have made it big here at trading and investing. If you read Jack Schwager's trilogy, which is called The Market Wizards, it'll give you a brilliant and amazing insight into, the key traits of all those people who have been interviewed across the 3 books on what's made them successful. So in this today's session, I want to be discussing about 7 key traits, the most important traits. I'm sure that you'd be aware there are many more, but today I want to talk about these 7 key traits that really make these people successful. What are those? Let's understand them, because if we want to be someone who wants to achieve success at trading and investing, we better get set at developing these key traits. Get set at asking ourselves that how am I rating myself on each of these key traits? Where am I right now? How am I positioned right now? And what can I do to get better at each of them if I rate lower on any of them? That's what the inquiry is going to be all about. So let's first understand what these traits are. So let's understand the key traits here. First trait is these people who are successful at investing, they get deeply interested into the stock markets. And the interest into stock market is just not because market is a storehouse of opportunities to make money. The interest in the stock market comes because of the way markets function. The whole collaboration of buyers and sellers, the whole play of the price, the way it happens, this is all gets them really excited and interested into the markets. Along with making money of trading the markets, they're also interested in the functionality of the market. They're very keen observer of how human behavior is affecting the stock market, of how the market is an important part of the economy, of the higher economy that the country is running into. It's a lot more bigger game that they think about rather than just make regular income or make wealth out of the markets by investing into them. So this is the entire thing. And I'll tell you the reason why. If you're merely interested in making money from the markets, there will be times when it gets difficult, when the market, when there are mixed trends in the market, there are long zones of consolidation. It is during these difficult times that you will no longer remain interested if all that you came here for was to make money. But if your interest is much higher above that, if you really think it's an interesting game of, the demand supply conditions, if it's a very intelligent interaction of human behavior against each other, it'll keep you glued on to this place. So even when times are difficult, your why is strong to be here into the market, and that could be a game changer for you being successful here. So a very keen, deep interest in markets is it's the number one character trait of these people who are successful. The second one is they all have a system and a method, which means that they take trading and investing as a business or as a profession and not just as a gamble, not just a very casual thing where okay, I'm going to try to invest some money into this, some extra fund that I've saved. If I make money, it's going to be good. And if I don't, it's going to be fine too. So maybe I'll try some tips, maybe I'll try some rumors, maybe I'll try some recommendation. This is not how they do. They have a system in place, just as a business would have a system to operate. Since they think trading is a business, they also have set systems and rules to help them trade and invest into the market. And this is a pivotal thing that determines the success and the failure of a person. If you lack a proper system, if you lack a proper method, then every action that you take is going to be an ad hoc action. It's going to be a random action. And random actions will make you put random inputs, which make you give ad hoc results. And that's how some of them, survive for a very short while into the market. Why does this happen? Because they do not have the system or the method to keep them going for long. Your system will ensure that you remain stuck into the market for a very long time, because then you're no longer connected to the output. All you're focused on is to put the right input as you would in your business. And that's what makes the whole business of trading boring, but this is exactly what makes it profitable. That is why this is the number one key trait. And when you talk about system and method, it could be any. For some of us, it could be, following a trend, operating on a trend following system, because we're more comfortable with longer term positions and staying in tune with how the larger market trend is operating. For some of us, it could be following a few systems on options trading. For some of us, it could be day trading. For others, it could be positional trading. Whatever it is that rocks your boat, But the idea is to have a system in place. The idea is to have the right mindset in place that my business of trading is a real business where I have to systematize it. I have to put a process into it. Though there are no more people operating the business as usual businesses do, but then there are systems in place, there are methods in place, there are processes in place that makes it extremely simple to make it, right? That's the one. The next one, again, a very important one, and this is the one that I've seen it across all the successful traders and investors, not even one left out, which is they practice daily discipline. They know that their success in the marketplace is an outcome of the consistency with which they observe the discipline. जितने consistency से अपने discipline observe करते हैं, उतना ही वो देखते हैं the market is going to be so rewarding of all the of every input that they put into the marketplace. And this is what makes them different. So it's not about being all enthusiastic and gung-ho about getting started and do it with full guts and over a period of time fade out. Over a period of time, not follow the rules when the going gets tough. When the market is in a consolidation zone, back-to-back stop losses hit ho rahe, that's the time they don't want to do their reading or back testing or take a back seat, maybe skip a few trades just because it's not working. None of this is what they're going to be doing. They're going to be following their daily discipline. If they are an avid reader reading about how the markets work, about how the mindset works, if they're regular backtesters of their system, they keep on doing it day in and day out, irrespective of what is the outcome that they got from the markets on that particular day. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So that's what it's all about. So be very careful and very proactive in ensuring कि आप रोज का daily discipline follow कर रहे हो या नहीं कर रहे हो. And one more important conversation that springs out when you talk about discipline is about patience. हम बहुत सारी बार patience की बात करते हैं market में. यार, it's all about patience. Be patient. It'll all work out. Where does this patience come from? And do you really want to be patient? Patience is always a factor of your discipline that you follow. And this is again a key trait which is linked to discipline. Patience is something that's evident into the nature everywhere. If you see predators, catching their prey, don't you see patience as a key virtue? आपने कभी टाइगर को शिकार करते हुए देखा है? The way it approaches its prey, it'll hide into the natural environment and it'll quietly stalk the prey. It'll wait for just the right condition to pounce on the prey. That's what it does. This is nature telling us patience at play to get the best results. Have you seen farmers the way they grow their crops? They can't growing their crops ad hoc in any season. जब भी मन किया तभी. They have to wait for the right season, for the right condition of sun and the rain and the season, and only then they're going to be growing a particular crop in a particular season. This is how the entire thing works. The nature is showing us at its best the result and the benefit that you get when you experience patience. This is exactly what we're going to be doing, that we should be aspire to be doing as successful investors. Patience is the key. और लेकिन अब अगर ऐसे बोलोगे मुझे patient रहना है, तो वो ऐसे नहीं आता है, because the market can be rough sometimes, the going can get bad sometimes. It is only with daily discipline that you can practice patience. So it's not like if I decide to do something, maybe next week I'm going to be at it, and the second week I'm going to be able to master it. It's not going to happen. It's a process. Maybe when you get started, out of every 10 trades, you'll experience that you have lost your discipline and patience in 8 out of 10 trades. But you're aware, since your self-awareness gets the better of you, you're always in the mindset that I have to make this better. And then gradually the error reduces from 8 trades to 6 trades to 5 trades, and so on and so forth. That's how you get the benefit of practicing daily discipline. That's the best part of it, right? So discipline and patience, that's the key virtue. The next one is to be a realist. And we often scoff at people who tell us, come on, be a realist. Why should I be a realist? Market is a place which offers tremendous, lucrative opportunities. To become a realist doesn't mean to lower down your expectation. To become a realist is to be aware of the positions that you're carrying into the market. आप किस टाइप की पोजीशन कैरी कर रहे हो? Sometimes it happens, so many of us, and since I am been through the path, I've walked the path of, converting myself from, shifting my career from being a corporate lawyer to a stock trader, trying to get myself better at the game of trading. I can so relate to what does being a realist mean. Sometimes we get so excited about a position. Suppose आपने Reliance Industries खरीद लिया और आप इतने आपने charts देख लिए, इतने सारे technical indicators, most of them are in your favor, and you're very sure that this is going to be a jackpot hit for you. What happens with that trade? The moment you enter that trade, you're so optimistic about the entire trade that all that you're focused on is the bull run that the trade is going to get into, the up move that the trade is going to get into. Are you being realistic about the possible conditions that could affect the trade's movement? Sometimes we lose that focus altogether. So we are so busy looking at waiting for the stock to go up, we never even realize when there are conditions that have already been developed for it, that it may get into a sideways zone or it may even fall down. That's what being a realistic means. Being a realistic means always be able to assess your positions from the point of view of risk. That I'm very bullish in this and I have set my target 1, target 2, target 3, everything is in place, my exit condition is in place. But what if it doesn't perform? What are the conditions that are likely to affect my current trade? So it's being constantly able to modify your stop losses, modify your risk management, considering the risk factors that are always at play. That's what's called realistic means. So when you're constantly in that zone that you're aware of risk and you are completely okay to take a U-turn on your positions, that's what being a realistic means. Or now if I want you to take a moment, for those of you who have been investing regularly, I want you to take a moment and then think about all the positions that you've carried, that all the companies that you've invested in the past. Have you really been the realist that I'm talking about? Have you really assessed it from the realistic point of view? I should have been better at exits. I did not see this coming because I was so focused on my position. I was so focused on the target that it may get into. I didn't see this coming at all. I did not assess the situation continuously as the trade was progressing. If it had been, it could have been a game changer for you. Nevertheless, this could be a game changer day for you where you turn your awareness on into the realist mode. When you're always vigilant of what factors may affect, how do I get out, what is my exit condition, should something go wrong, should there arise a situation where I'm not reachable, should there come a time when my systems crash, what would happen then? These are all very important factors to consider. और successful investors की बहुत ही बढ़िया trait रही है, that they're always vigilant, they're always having the realistic approach and do not live in a dreamland. Right? That's really important. The next one, and this is one of my favorites, which says you should always focus on the process and not on the profits. And this is a culmination of the second point that we spoke about, having a system and the method in place. This is a direct benefit of that. What happens when you have a system and the method? When you have a system that you're focused on, you're not focused on anything else. And then the beauty of focusing on a system is that it keeps you focused on the process. and not on the profit. What does it mean of not focusing on profit? You'd ask me a question, Meghna, the reason that we trade and invest here is to make money, which I totally agree. That is the end result for all of us. But I'll give you a better why. I'll show you a better possibility rather than just making money. When you focus on the process, when you focus on executing the system that you have developed, the system that you have back tested, and you feel it's a positive expectancy system, the beauty of it, the beauty of focusing on just executing the system is that you're focusing on the quality of your work. And the ultimate benefit of that is going to be that you're going to be making money. You saw how the whole thing works out. You're making money without focusing on whether you're making money or no. You're focusing on execution. You're focusing on executing it world class. You're focusing on mastery. This is the result that the focus brings. And this is what we want. We don't want to get into mediocrity. We want to get into mastery. And mastery comes when you try to master every trade that you take on the system. When you try to master the process with every single trade. The daily discipline that we spoke about, this is what is going to reflect here. With what level of discipline and patience and mastery are you executing your system? That's the question to ask ourselves. And the more you do it with mastery, the more you focus on the system and the process, the less you'll be focusing on the outcome. And the less you focus on the outcome, the more in control of your mental faculties that you get into. You're completely focused, your clarity is in place, your discipline is in place, and hence your confidence is in place. और ये सब चीज़ें जो होती है ना, वो आपको सिस्टम अच्छे से एग्जीक्यूट करने के लिए हेल्प करती है. और एक बार अच्छे से एग्जीक्यूट कर दिया, then all you have to do is to reap the benefit of profits. That's all that you have to do. That's why, in fact, we love it so much, at Malkansvii, this is a mantra for every coaching student. 1 year coaching program में हम जिसको सिखाते हैं कैसे full time trader या investor बनना है, उनको यही मंत्र देते हैं. This is a mantra that they live by throughout the year. I'm going to be focusing on the process and not on the profit. So try to adapt to this. और अपने आप को रेट कीजिए. Currently, if you have to adopt this character trait, if you have to assess yourself on this character trait, where are you right now? On a scale of 1 to 10, how deeply do you follow this into your trading and investing right now? Are you most of the time thinking of the profit or the loss that's going to ensue after the trade that you're into? Or are you focused on executing the system and the rule and the method, not thinking about the profit or the loss? जितना ही आप प्रॉफिट और लॉस के बारे में कम सोचेंगे ना गाइस, उतना ही आपका एंजाइटी कंट्रोल में रहेगा. Just thinking about looking at those red and blue ticks, red and green ticks is a thing in itself where it really affects your psychology. And ऊपर से if you start thinking about the money that you may lose or the money that you may make, only adds up to the anxiety factor. So why not have a system in place which helps us get rid of this anxiety? Why not get into a zone where we are calm and really poised to follow the system and then see what happens later once we complete the trade? It's a different magic altogether. You have to try it to trust me that it works, right? And the next one, and a very, very important one, is always think ahead. इसके बाद क्या हो सकता है? What is the next thing that my trade is leading into? The ability to think ahead has been a very important ability. If you read any successful trader, Larry Williams ko पढ़ लो, Ed Seykota ko पढ़ लो, all of these guys have shown us one trait, which is they were able to think ahead, which means you not only think in terms in a box in terms of just the position that you are into, but also long term. Think ahead. Once this position has gotten me till here, this kind of system has gotten me till here. What lies next? How can I make it better? How can I scale it better? Is my risk management in place? Do I have to do something with my risk? Do I have to really alter it by a few percentages to get the system, to get the best out of the system that I'm trading currently? So it's all about thinking ahead, a few steps ahead than when you are right now. And that's really important. And that takes you to the last one, and a very important one, which is all these people who have been successful, they have always concentrated on honing their skills. अपने skills को कैसे better करें? That's the question they keep asking themselves. And be reminded here, guys, उनका जो practice है to keep working on their skills does not depend upon the career path that they are into. Does not depend upon whether they have the amount, whether they have the money to get enrolled into courses. It doesn't depend upon any of these. It's just a direct factor of their willingness to get better at their skills of becoming a better investor. It's just a factor of that. And we spoke about, when we spoke about discipline and patience, we spoke about being confident. और confidence एक ऐसा muscle है जिस पे हम काम करते करते वो muscle को बढ़ाते हैं. And one of the key important factors that determines your level of confidence is your level of competence. जैसे साइकोलॉजी में कॉन्फिडेंस और कंपीटेंस लूप कहते हैं. मैंने ऑलरेडी पहले के बारे में बात की इस पे. द मोर कंपीटेंट यू आर, द मोर यू फील योर कॉन्फिडेंस राइजिंग. And how do you develop this competence? Is by constantly working on bettering your skills. If you feel that you lack the basic computer skills to backtest a trading system, why not go and upgrade your skills there? If you feel that you need to get better at English so that you can read more number of books, why not go and read that? उससे पढ़िए, अपनी इंग्लिश की स्किल्स और रीडिंग्स की स्किल्स पे काम कीजिए, so that आप ज़्यादा बुक पढ़ पाए और आप ज़्यादा अपनी माइंडसेट पे काम कर पाए, अपने स्किल्स और रिस्क मैनेजमेंट पे काम कर पाए. If you feel that you need a mentor or a coach, go and ask for help. There are people, so many people who are doing that and who have walked the path. They can help you shorten your journey. Whatever skills that you want to master and get finessed at, there are people who have done it. And you can reach them through their programs, their audios, their videos. There are free podcasts. There are books available. There are free YouTube videos. अकेले मलकान सिंह चैनल पे 800 से 1000 से ज़्यादा videos है. So there are a lot of resources available for you. आपको जाके सिर्फ देखना है. और आपको जाके पहले ये वो निश्चय करना है that this is where I'm going to be working on. I'm going to be focusing on owning your skills. And once you do that, you completely lose your dependency on किसी के recommendation पे trade करेंगे या अपने gut feel पे trade करेंगे, कोई news पे trade करेंगे. ये random actions सारे आपके बंद हो जाएंगे and you'll be more focused towards your process and not on the profit. That's the beauty of it. तो ये जो हमने देखे 7 character traits, these are all the key things to adapt to and to really bring it into your trading style and investing culture, investing psychology, so that you develop this permanent ability to make money from stock markets. It's just not a one-time thing. Because there may have come times into your life जहाँ पे पैसा बनाना बहुत ही आसान रहा है. The markets were in a bull run. Whatever you bought has made you money. I know that. I've been through those myself. But what happens when the things get tough? What happens when we enter those long months or years of consolidation? When the market is really erratic, what happens then? This is where these character traits help you maintain the consistency. So let's go back, guys, and let's revise all of them one by one, starting from the beginning. The first trait that these successful investors have is that they are deeply interested in the markets, not for the money that they make from the markets, but the way the markets function. The whole excitement comes from just being associated with the markets. Second है, उन सबके पास एक system और method रहता है. वो अपने trading को business के जैसे देखते हैं और इसीलिए systematize करते रहते हैं. The third one is they always practice daily discipline, which leads to developing the patience that you need to follow your system. The next is they are all realists. And one of the very most important ones is they focus on the process and not on the profit. क्योंकि वो जानते हैं कि process पे focus करके ultimately they will make profits out of following the process. And the next one is they always think 2 steps ahead, not where they are stuck at the moment. And the last and a very important one is they keep honing your skills all the time. जितना उनको पता है, जितना competence बढ़ेगा, उतना ही उनका competence बढ़ेगा और उतना ही उनका confidence बढ़ेगा. So that's what it is. So see, currently get an assessment of where you are at each of these, and then ensure that you're taking one step ahead every day in either one or more of these. तो आप आगे बढ़ पाए. Gradually, it can be a gradual process, but it has to be a process every day to get towards where you really want to go. So I hope you got good insights into each of these 7 distinct personality traits. And I'm sure that if you want to take a step ahead into your trading investing career, you'll ensure that you work on each of these 7 things to get into the trading success that you really want to get. Guys, I'm really excited for you to take this journey, and I wish you joy and abundance in all you do.